Minions are definitely the cutest and funniest yellow beings in the world of animation. But do you know all the amazing details about each of the Mega Minions from Despicable Me? We're gonna tell you everything about their powers, names, and appearances in other movies of the franchise. The 5 Mega Minions are Mel, Tim, Dave, Jerry, and Gus. After Despicable Me 3, we saw the Minions teaming up with Drew to do what they missed the most: mischief. And the movie ends with Gru giving an advantage to his brother and his minions before going after them and capturing them, which probably happened shortly afterward because Drew isn't very good at being a villain, and intelligence certainly isn't one of the minions' strong points, as we know very well. After being captured by our favorite villain, the AVL made a deal with the yellow creatures so that those who were captured would work for the agency and wouldn't be imprisoned again. And among the various minions who now work at the AVL, 5 of them are a little less intelligent than the others, and they were the ones who ended up going through the process of transformation into super creatures, since all the others stepped back and the 5 were the guinea pigs. And these 5 new agents of the Anti-Villain League are Dave, Gus, Mel, Tim, and Jerry. Each of them gained a specific superpower inspired by a great comic book hero. Mega Minion Mel. The first Mega Minion we're going to talk about is probably the most well-known among them. We're talking about Mel, who is simply impossible not to recognize, as among the yellow beings, he's the only one, so far, who has a different hair model from all the others, with hair around his head as if he were bald, which is really funny if you stop to analyze. In fact, if we look closely, none of the Mega Minions are completely bald. They all have a little hair, which is a very cool detail, but each one has a different model. Mel is the first minion in the lineup of the 5 who received the AVL Super Serum to acquire superpowers. If you don't remember, Mel has a prominent role among the minions, especially as a leader, as he was the leader of the Yellow Rebellion when he made them abandon Gru because he wasn't evil enough. But he was also responsible for making the minion group escape from jail to help Gru fight against Brat. Moreover, he has had many moments of joy and friendship with Gru throughout his life as a minion, as we can see in his memories. Among the Mega Minions, Mel is the one who underwent the least transformations in his appearance, as when he comes out of the transformation capsule, he looks the same, except for 2 things. First, he used to wear a suit, and now he's back to wearing a typical minion jumpsuit with an M for Mega in the middle. The second thing is related to a red visor that he now has on his head, through which he emits powerful laser beams, which he uses to exit the capsule. And these rays are so powerful that they can even penetrate the Earth and reach the other side of the world. Mel's Mega Minion and his powers are inspired by the world-famous X-Men Cyclops, who also emits rays from his eyes and has a visor. Besides that, Cyclops is one of the leaders of the Marvel Mutant Group, and we can say the same thing for Mel, who will probably be the leader of the Mega Minions. And since today the topic is the super version of the Minions, let's comment #Mega in honor of this new group of Earth's heroes. Mega Minion Tim. Unlike Mel, Tim was one of Gru's servants who underwent the most modifications in his appearance after the AVL experiment. The minion had his body transformed into rubber, and his arms and legs, as well as his entire trunk, can stretch in any way he wants. Also, we can see that he became much taller than the common yellow beings. Tim's powers were certainly inspired by 2 heroes who have the same characteristics: DC Comics' Plastic Man and Mr. Fantastic, who is a kind of Elastic Man from the Fantastic Four. If you don't remember, Tim is one of the minions, along with Dave and Stuart, who accompanies Gru to the muffin store and wears a disguise with a beard. So, he kind of already has experience working in smaller teams, and he will certainly be very useful in the fight against Maxime Le Mal. Mega Minion Dave. Probably among the Mega Minions, Dave, along with Mel, must be one of the most well-known. So much so that he even has a small fan club of just 1 person. But still, he's a fan. Dave is a 2-eyed minion who, among the 5 types of hair that the yellow beings have, usually has combed hair. But sometimes he has his hair spiky like most of his friends. He is the minion we see in the trailer being placed inside the transformation capsule by a mechanical claw. Before becoming one of the most powerful beings on Earth and gaining super strength, he already had some cool appearances in some shorts released by Illumination. For example, we found out in Orientation Day that he is one of the 3 minions who was promoted to be a bomb carrier in Gru's lab. He is one of the 3 minions who throws their bombs without any ceremony, proving that intelligence really isn't his strong suit. But long before that, we can see a very funny appearance of Dave at the beginning of the first Despicable Me movie. That's because he's the one who, when Gru is telling his plan to steal the moon, afternoon, pulls out a bazooka and accidentally fires it, hitting several minions who were also in the lab at that moment. Dave is also the same minion who falls in love with Lucy at the cupcake store after she throws some karate moves and almost hits the poor minion with a punch. After that, he imagines himself with the AVL agent in romantic moments, and that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Dave! Earth to Dave!
He was also one of the few remaining minions who hadn't been turned into a purple minion, and ended up painting himself to try to help Gru rescue his family and defeat El Macho and his plan for global domination. Dave, after the process done by the AVL, gains the power of super strength, so much so that he opens the metal capsule he was trapped in using his own hands, which shows that his strength levels have been amplified hundreds of times. This is a common characteristic in various comic book heroes, like Superman, Hulk, and others, so we can say that Dave will certainly play a very important role in defeating Maxime Le Mal in Despicable Me 4, since he is literally the strongest of all the minions, at least for now. Now, let's talk about the last two Mega Minions. But before that, if you're not subscribed yet, click on the button below, okay? Mega Minion Jerry. Jerry is the fourth Mega Minion on our list today, and he became responsible for having the powers to eat practically anything, including metal and bombs. Besides that, the little yellow being acquired a rocky appearance and apparently above-average strength too, but less than Dave. His stature became much larger, almost doubling the height of a normal minion. The superhero who probably served as inspiration for Jerry's transformation must have been the Thing, who was also a part of the Fantastic Four, and similarly has a stone-like appearance. Many people don't remember, but Jerry has a past before working for the AVL and becoming a superhero. In Despicable Me 2, Jerry is one of the minions who is participating in an ice cream party and is tasked by Gru to put his three daughters to sleep. After that, he goes to play golf with Kevin and is then mysteriously abducted before the other minion is also kidnapped. It seems that his appetite was what made him chosen to become the Stone Mega Minion. Mega Minion Gus. The last of the 5 superheroes created by the Anti-Villain League is the one who had the least remarkable appearances so far in all the movies of the franchise. Gus is a minion who has sprout-like hair, but it's more stylish because we can see that he combs his few hair strands and leaves them completely united, almost forming a question mark. He has 2 eyes, and after taking the AVL Super Serum, he becomes practically identical to how he was before, but with some small changes. Gus gets a cape and at the same time starts wearing a suit with a pointed shape, reminiscent of a lab coat. But his physical structure remains the same. Using the cape makes his superpower even clearer, which is basically flying, allowing him to save people just like he did with Dave's fan, who goes flying. Too bad he let the poor minion crash into the microwave afterward. Before Despicable Me 4, Gus had no significant moments in the franchise movies, so this could be his time to shine. Regarding the inspiration for the character, many will think that because of the cape, the character's inspiration is Superman. But the truth is that probably the comic book character used as inspiration for Gus in his super version must have been Bullet Man. He was a very famous comic book hero in the 1940s who was eventually forgotten over time. The hero wore exactly a helmet, just like Gus's, in the shape of a bullet and had incredible speed as well as the ability to fly. So, we can believe that Gus will probably be the fastest on the planet in this new movie, and we can expect great performances from the new minion. Despicable Me 4 is coming soon, and we'll be able to see exactly how each of these super yellow beings will help Gru and his family. As a reward for you, we're leaving 2 videos as options for you to continue having fun with us here on the channel. Just click on whichever you want. Enjoy the next video!